Okay, so a quick video because I'm not going to be there with you again today, and I realise that's 2 in a row, so I'm going to set you some practice on SUVAT because I think this is where we need some practice, and I'm going to go through the first example with you to give you a sort of running attempt at the next questions. So I'm going to look at the first one. I'm just going to highlight a few things. So 10 meters per second there. Oh, by the way, if you see meters per second minus 1, it's the same thing as meters per second. So we got 10 meters per second, we got 30 meters per second. So it goes from 10 meters per second to 30 meters per second in 5 seconds. What's the acceleration? So we got 4 equations to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write out what I've got. So SUVAT, and I'm going to pick out the things that I know. So it goes from 10, so initial velocity is 10, to its final velocity of 30. So initial velocity is u, so that's going to be 10, and the final was 30. What else does the question say? And it does that in 5 seconds, so I don't have to convert anything. It's in seconds, meters per second, okay? And it's looking for the acceleration, so I'm just going to put a little question mark by acceleration, and we have no s, okay? There's no displacement given to us. Sometimes that's known as x, but we're going to call it s for now. So I need to pick an equation now with no s. So I'm looking for one of these equations with no s. Well, this has got an s, so I'm not going to use that one. This has got an s, I'm not going to use that one. This has got an s, I'm not going to use that one. So the one I'm going to use this time is v equals u plus at. So v equals u plus at. Now that I know that, I can start substituting my letters for values. And I would encourage, rather than to rearrange now for a, because we're looking for a, and a's tied up over here, I'm just going to carry out the process. And I'm going to do this very, very simplified now, okay? So watch what I do. I'm going to replace v for 30. I'm going to replace u for 10 plus a, which we don't know, and then that's going to be times t, which is 5. I'm just going to rewrite that so it looks a bit better. So 30 equals 10 plus 5a. Right? A times 5 is just 5a. I'm going to subtract both sides by 10 now to get rid of this 10, because it's 10 plus 5a. Well, if I take 10 away from both sides, I can get rid of that 10. So it's going to be 30 minus 10 on this side equals 5a. I'm just going to simplify that again. So that's going to be 20 equals 5a. I want to get a because it always looks better if the subject is over here. So I'm just going to say 20 equals 5a is the same as saying 5a equals 20. It's exactly the same thing, but I've got the a on this side now. Now to get a on its own, I need to divide both sides by 5. So a becomes 20 over 5. And that's going to give me an answer of 4 when I put it into the calculator. And don't forget the units, because it's acceleration. That's going to be meters per second squared. And you can also write that meters per second squared minus 2. Okay? Lovely. Try and do a bit today now, because you need your practice on this. And the answers are on the worksheet at the front with the teacher. So if you want to check some answers, they're on the master worksheet. Okay? Have fun.